Hi everybody, this is Angel Arts. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Mass Effect Collision. This is their session 14 of the main squad. Okay, this is probably a question that I should ask, that you probably should be thinking about now, just in case. If your characters were to decide to completely close all gates, no galaxy jumping, which galaxy would your character do you think would want to stay in and why?
I actually thought about it already. Um,
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Elias, and
sure.
then Arcara?
Elias would go back to green. Pretty
And
simply.
why is that?
Um, because his actual career is there. His life is there. Corbin's there currently.
Yes, that's true.
And yeah, he still, after seeing all the other universes, he's kind of happy that his one turned out the way it did.
She would go back to Red. She's
Okay.
worked so hard to save her clan and her people that she would want to be there for things to get better.
Makes a lot of sense. That makes perfect sense. Sync or Sepia?
I'll go. For Sepia, I think she would want to go back to her own universe back in blue. She has her relatives back in blue.
Yep.
She has. I mean, she's got her career back at the Citadel, and it just would. I think it would just be really messy if she were to try to insert herself into green or red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Green's alive and is a prominent figure over there, and in red she's dead, so it would just make things messy. So for her, back to blue would be where she would prefer to go.
For Sync, honestly, I think he wouldn't want to go back to blue. It's because he's got so much.
Interesting. Yeah. Baggage.
He's got so much, baggage there. But at the same time, it's kind of I feel like he'd feel kind of open for it because pretty much every other Alabon Fenton is dead. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but honestly,
he's got options.
I feel like with everything that's happened with him so far, it probably whatever universe that the Purple Beatrice was in, he'd probably just want to be there.
I think that Purple Beatrice would probably be wherever Darren is. So I think a lot of it is dependent on where her brother is too. So that's where it gets. I think that's going to be really complicated to find out how that works out. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. But other than that, without Beatrice, I feel like he'd be most comfortable in green. Just because, I mean, I feel like in a way, green is kind of what he was trying to get out of him, out of his research anyway. So out of all the universes, he'd probably belong the most there, just because he may not be synthesized, but he's still synthetic and organic at the same time in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I would point out that Elias has absolutely no intention of destroying the Reality Collider at the end of this. So.
It definitely will dictate how season 2 will go. That's for sure.
Oh man.
I have a sneaking suspicion Elias is planning on keeping a hold of that one.
It also will determine how things possibly could go in Dragon Age season 2. Without implying anything.
No.
Of course.
Because he really thinks it would be best to keep it because he thinks we're going to need it at some point, whether or not we use it, or if someone else finds something else and uses that, we may need one to combat another one. There's no guarantee that that's the only one in existence.
I anticipate, again, like you guys obviously will do whatever you want, but I anticipate that knowing Elias, he'll probably want to make sure that there's only one or extremely few and be very protective and secure about where that one or few devices are. So
I'm thinking if we can get hold of Quinn's gun, I'm planning on dropping it in the Green Citadel archives. And saying, "Hi, Council! Big important relic thing, don't lose it. I will be very upset if you lose this."
I see the end of like Indiana Jones with the big giant like vault of random artifacts.
Yeah.
The end of that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you'll spend the rest of the day in Tuchunka. I think at that point Talia will come back to Sesepia and will introduce some of her friends to you.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Mommy, can we come back here for a play date?"
If we're ever in the neighborhood, definitely.
She says, oh boy. She says, "I've been teaching them some of our Turian games."
Are they liking them?
She says, "Well, they're not very good at them, but we're working on it."
I hope they're teaching you some things too.
She says, "Yeah. She says, Krogan are really cool. They're very strong.
Yes, they are. Yep.
Some of them get really angry really quickly, though."
Uh, You'll be okay though.
You guys have a very special feast, I guess, in celebration of the return visit. They have gone and prepared. Some of the food that they're serving you is more comfort foodish like. Otto has greatly rolled up his sleeves and taken upon himself to make a bunch of cuisine like Varan chops and glazed whatever glazed other items, glazed ribs of sorts.
Pie jack, probably.
Yeah, the barbecue is excellent. Many of the shaman is asking Otto for what's the secret to the barbecue sauce that he uses, but Otto will, keep that to himself. The Krogan Otto will make sure that this isn't a dextroblaze space planet, so you might have to use a few decks to see if you want if any of the.
I was going to say I can pass that out to Sesepia and Talia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talia definitely always enjoys Otto's cooking, and yeah, I mean, it's sort of like a mini festival. It's a mini party, and there's dancing and lots of drinking. The Krogan love to do drinking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything specific that you guys want to do or interact with during dinner, but it's a great time. You actually have not had this much fun on your trips for a while. Even I would say during the games, I think you've had more fun here because it's a lot more laid back.
Well, I was going to say I don't think we didn't actually get a huge amount of rest time during the games.
Yeah, this is basically your time to just chill and hang out. Otto will ask inquisitively, Arkara, are you enjoying yourself here?
I am. I like the changes that have been made. This is more what I would want from a home.
I do too, he says. I think that this is something that will help all Krogan moving forward. And as someone who was not raised by Krogan, I will have to say, I'm not as ashamed of my lineage as I was before.
That's good. Then I've done something right.
You've done many things right, he says with a smile.
Thank you.
Now then, he says, dessert. And then he plops down a custard-like object in front of you with a very rich syrup on top.
Ooh, what's this then?
He says, this is a custard that I made specifically from the milk of... Does Varan give milk? I don't know if the Varan give milk.
Well, if they're dog-like creatures and mammalian, they should.
Okay. The milk's from Varan milk. It's got a tart flavor to it with a slight spicy kick of... He'll tell you about... there's a spice that is grown in Tuchunka that is sort of like the Krogan version of cinnamon, but it's much more intense. And for someone who likes spicy food, it's a very good spice, like a dessert with a kick. A really good dessert with a kick. I thought you would enjoy it.
I dig in.
You dig in, and it's very smooth and velvety. It's not overly sweet. The syrup gives it that right amount of sweetness, and then you kind of get this kick of cinnamon's, like super cinnamon spice at the end that tickles your tongue, and it actually gives you a very good feeling, tingling feeling. It's probably one of the most amazing desserts you've ever had.
You've outdone yourself, Otto. This is amazing.
Really?
Oh yes.
Really? He says very excitedly, without specifying that he's excited.
Oh yeah. Fantastic.
Perhaps I can give this to the chief. She was talking about opening a tavern here. I thought maybe we could come up with a business transaction to start a restaurant here.
I think that's a good idea.
He walks over to Arkara and gives you a big hug this time, and then he runs off excitedly, like a little schoolgirl almost. Elias says,
What? Huh?
I need your help. I need
Okay.
you. You know business better than I do. I want you to be my agent.
You want me to be your agent for a celebrity cooking channel?
No, wait. Can you do that?
Well,
Yes, can you do that?
I could if you were in my universe. I'm not sure I have the same influence here, but in Green, absolutely.
Never mind, he says. I want you to help me talk to the chief to ask about starting my restaurant chain here. I was hoping you could help me with all of the contracty stuff that I don't know how to do. You're better at this than I am.
That should be relatively straightforward, yes. The bigger question is how you're going to get all your supplies onto the planet. I'm assuming you're not going to exclusively use foods found only on Tuchunka.
No, he says. I would like my establishment to be a taste of the galaxy. TOG. I like the sound of that too.
So are you going to be growing stuff here in greenhouses? Do you need that to be part of your contract business plans? Or are you planning on just importing?
That actually sounds like a good idea. Elias, you are a genius.
I try.
Whatever you see best. Honestly, he says, I just know how to cook. Everything else, I really don't know where to begin.
Okay, next question. Actually, wait. You do realize that you're technically negotiating with Arkara for this, right?
Oh. Then I really do need your help. He says.
How good are you with wrinkle cocktails?
I can make a good cocktail.
Well, let's put it this way. The stronger you make it, the more chance we have of getting what we want out of Arkara.
I think I can manage that very well, he says.
Okay, why don't you do that, and then I'll go chat to her once she started drinking it.
Deal,
Nice.
he says as he holds out his hand. To
Okay.
shake.
Yep.
You won't regret this, Mr. Elias, he says. I will do my best to make you proud and make a lucrative business.
I'll hold you to that.
And don't worry, he says, I will not ask you to advertise my establishment. I know you're not like sellout Elias.
Well, it wouldn't help. Wouldn't help much in red after what we did to him on Pacuna, now would it?
That's true. I need to talk to Meridi now. She needs to come up with a logo design. And then he runs off very excitedly. In general, you kind of see Otto is he's very different right now. He's very expressive. He's excited. He's like a totally different Krogan at this moment. He's on cloud 9. Of all places that you would think he would launch his restaurant, Tuchunka was probably not the place that I personally would have thought.
Yeah.
But you know.
But you know, that's
Don't
how it
forget
goes.
the cocktail.
during that evening, I think what is Sesepia and Talia doing? I think Talia is just enjoying the food, but she's probably gonna get really sleepy near the end and almost crash, and she'll probably like fall asleep on your lap at some point, just because there's just so much things that were going on that day. Lap.
I would take her back onto the ship, kind of excuse myself, and bring her back on board. Probably stay with her for the rest of the evening. Make sure she's good there then.
When you are about to, when you're just there, Talia sort of is in a half sleep kind of thing, and you start, something comes over you, and you see visions in your head as if you were sleeping and were dreaming, but the dream is not yours. It's weird. First, it's random. I think what you're dreaming is you're dreaming that you are skiing on mountains that are actually giant snow cones. You're skiing on giant snow cones, and you are racing with a bunch of pink and purple elephant-looking things from some other planet. And you can hear Talia say, "Wee!" as if this was Talia's dream. And then this whole scene shifts again into a different dream, and this dream is a dream of dinner. It's very similar to the party that you guys just had, and it's sort of like a New Year's family dinner, I think, bringing in the new year. And there's laughing, and there's lots of really good food, and there's drinking. It's a big party at somebody's house, and you recognize this house to be your own. And you are sharing a cocktail with Octavius at this party. You remember this party very distinctly because this is probably the last New Year that you two had celebrated with each other. But what you can feel from Talia is that she's not feeling sad. She's actually feeling happy that she's reliving this moment again and seeing you and her father and all of these people having fun this evening. So you, the Sesepia, can decide how she feels about seeing this dream, but at minimum, she feels that for Talia, this is a happy dream, not a nightmare, if that makes sense.
It feels good, kind of like reliving, kind of like seeing back the kind of the happier moments.
Okay.
Again, I guess, if I'm there, I'm just kind of observing. I'm not actually able to interact with the dream, just kind of seeing what's going on, right?
Yeah, you can't interact with the dream because you're just seeing what she's seeing. And she's the one technically in control of her dream, technically. And then before the dream ends, it shifts again, and this time you hear music. Beautiful, beautiful music. The most beautiful song that you've ever heard. And you see visually the notes of this music. Out of character, this is the same music that Elias was seeing when he had his time with Arachni. And the music just gradually fades and tapers and tapers and tapers down until finally you sense that Talia has reached deep sleep. And she's sleeping soundly as the song dissipates.
Wow. That is intense. And imagine that must have been what she was listening to back on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, Arkara is almost finished with her custard, and Otto comes rushing over and says, apologetically, Arkara, I almost forgot. I think that this would pair very well for your dessert. And he hands you a cocktail.
Let's see, what have we here? I take a drink.
You take a drink, and it is a very lovely. It's a very lovely drink that think a the Krogan version of a peach sangria, I guess, and with a good amount of cinnamon. So it's like a peach cobblery kind of thing, but in Krogan, but Krogan, and it's got the same cinnamon spice, Krogan cinnamon spice that I talked about. So it actually goes well with the dessert that you're having.
Ooh, this is really good. Thank you.
It's very refreshing, he says, especially on a very warm night like tonight. Oh, Elias! Hello there. Whatever are you doing here at this time? This is very unexpected. Otto says.
Akara just tilts her head.
Elias isn't actually approaching. Elias isn't actually approaching. He's just looking in that direction, standing there, and then Otto is like, Elias, what are you doing here? Otto says. Does Elias approach at this point? When you notice?
Yeah,
Okay.
very, very smooth. Also, off you go.
Otto says, if you need anything else, Arkara, please let me know. And he, very beet red, leaves.
I just tilt my head and like, what was that all about?
Otto wants to open a restaurant here.
And he's nervous about that?
Well, yeah, because I kind of think he wants to open a whole, greenhouse, off-world, he wants to do a whole business growing off-world plants and possibly animals. I'm not sure about the animals part yet. For the restaurant, and I believe that needs the approval of the chief.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, but I think there's
Honestly?
also legalese business and all that about land and grants and
Oh man.
yeah, all that sort of thing. Taxes.
You do have a point. Well,
Also, he's asked if I can represent him rather than you in this. Sorry.
oh, sneaky. I like it. Well,
So if you're in,
well, the clan does have quite a bit of land around here, so I would suppose it would work out.
yes, there is just the small matter of security. He'd be looking for some guarantee that he'd be able to, actually have some if he were to make a sizable investment in the area.
Of course. Of course.
Raids from other clans, Pyjacks, Threshermoors.
Well, considering we've managed to keep the village and grow it at the same time, and if the cure actually works, we might actually have an influx of members in the clan. So,
Yeah, I don't think he was looking to make it contingent on the cure actually working, though.
yeah, that is true. But I've only been here for a day. I need to check in with the shaman and see how the raids are actually. If there are many raids these days, I have no idea.
Yeah, I suppose there is that. The wall does seem to be holding, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
We do have a giant wall around the settlement, from what I remember, yes?
Yes.
I suppose the question is whether the clan would be willing to extend the wall around any new business venture were that to happen here.
I don't think that would be a problem, though.
Great. Well, in that case, here's the pro forma. I'm gonna slide the contract across the table.
Knowing you, I guess I have to read all this.
Would I be that mean?
Well, I don't know. Would you?
Well, no, because, well, at the end of the day, you will have him within headbutting distance if you decide you don't like the contract.
Yeah, but headbutting and contracts seem to win out in the long run. At least so far it has. So yeah. I'll check out the contract and just go through it.
No nasty surprises.
Well, it seems to be in order, so I would say it's a go.
Okay. In that case, Otto, you can stop hovering now.
Nice.
Otto runs over. So, what?
So you still have to sign it. I say to him.
He said.
I guess you have a place in the world now, Otto.
Otto's voice goes higher than you've ever heard it before. And he says, thank you so much. She says, you have no idea how much I've been waiting for this moment. This is just the beginning. Thank you so much for this chance.
Of course. You deserve it.
He signs it, and he gives both of you a big hug. And for the rest of the day, again, he is just on cloud 9, and he's you can catch him talking to himself, like going over different plans and other things for the restaurant, and he's about as happy as he can be right now. Sink, you and I think Trissy are finishing up dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And Trissy has asked if you'd like to go for a walk.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
You take a walk. She takes your hand, and gently, and you guys take a walk. Just the two of you. The moon is shining down. I don't know how many moons there are in Tuchunka, so but it's a beautiful night. And she asks, "So, had fun?"
Actually, yeah. I don't think our group has had that much fun in a while. Actually, maybe even ever.
I don't think you've had that much fun in a while, she says. I've never seen you smile as much today as I've ever seen you since I've met you, I guess.
You're right. I forgot how good it could feel to just kind of lay back, just kind of take everything in and just write everything out.
She says, I like your group a lot. You guys take care of each other, just like we do.
Thanks. I think we've definitely come a long way. Each and every one of us, and well, I guess we're a family now.
She says, amen to that. I know how that feels. Arkara, she says, she's really opened up quite a bit.
Yeah, and what she's done with her home village, it's incredible.
Otto seems really excited for his restaurant. Elias seems excited because, well, he's Elias, and, he pretty much seems to be able to fix everything. Even Sisepia, she and Talia seem to be having a great time. Of all places, I didn't think we would find that in Tuchunka. No offense to the Krogan, of course.
And it's probably good for her to play with kids her own age. I know her being around us, I'm sure it's kind of hard on her just because I guess in her eyes it's all grown-up stuff we're dealing with all the time.
Yeah, she says. But Talia seems to be a tough kid.
Especially with bionics at that age, my goodness.
So Al, what are we doing next?
Well, I think the group wanted to go to Yellow.
She without skipping a beat, she says, I wasn't talking about the group.
Oh.
He's kind of choosing his next words wisely.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just cut to the chase. You're talking about me and you.
She says, you're pretty smart for a doctor.
Oh, I really want to kind of. I think I'm ready to take. I feel like I'm ready to take our relationship a step further whenever the opportunity arises.
What did you have in mind? She says, very gently.
To be honest, a fresh start.
Fresh start. When I said that it's really cool that you guys take care of each other, I meant that for me too. I'd like to take care of you too, Al.
If they're still walking, he's gonna kind of stop and stare at her in the eyes, and he'll put his hand on her shoulder and say, "Thank you. That means a lot."
The light shines brightly from overhead, and I think Beatrice will look into your eyes, and she'll probably lean in for a kiss.
And Cinco follows suit, 100%.
You lean in for a kiss. It feels extremely good and extremely right. And I'll just cut to black. I'll cut to black. And the same thing that I said to the players in the Dragon Age campaign, Dylan, I will let you decide what happens. I will let you decide what happens when we cut to black.
Okay.
So, you don't have to tell me.
Okay.
In fact, I think it's better if you don't tell me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because before Trixie gets grilled by Darren,
Yeah,
what
true.
should he not do?
Naughty.
Yeah.
Fan fiction material.
So, in the interest of time, we'll say that Arkara talks to the shaman about the restaurant. The shaman seems to think that it'll be fine. The raids hasn't been really too bad, so they have no issue with extending the wall, and all that's going to be taken care of. So, but a lot of this probably, the details will probably set up when your adventure is all through. So, you guys will then make your jump to Green Galaxy, and you are going to try to find Harbinger.
With Harbinger, yes, absolutely.
Elias, I'm sure with your hacking skills, you will be able to determine the best way to communicate with Harbinger. Harbinger is actually right now hovering around the planet that the planet where the ancient race that what are they called? The ancient race Leviathan. The Leviathan planet.
Yeah.
He's hovering around there.
Okay.
Going back to his roots.
Well,
That's where Harbinger.
I'm going to send Corbin a message saying, sorry, didn't mean to run away. That wasn't my plan. Going to talk to a Reaper. Possibly starting an intergalactic war. Hope you're good.
He will text back, and he says, a Reaper, man, good luck with that. By the way, he'll say, I just went shopping. I just went shopping for some things I thought you might like. What do you think? He went underwear shopping, and he sent you he sent you a picture of him in his new black tidy blackies. Boxer briefs is what he wears. Boxer briefs.
You know what? I think I'm getting to like clothing. I think it's like that.
Everyone's a critic.
Well, you know, it's completely unnatural.
Okay. So that happened, and then you guys will travel over to the planet where Shepard met Leviathan. Harbinger will be waiting for you there.
Hopefully above the planet's atmosphere, because I don't really fancy the idea of going down and getting blasted out of the sky.
Yep.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's open communications with Harbinger.
Harbinger says, "Normally, I do not speak to anyone this quickly. However, I have somewhat been expecting to see you. The one that they call Elias Solor Dar Ashru."
Yeah. Well, we kind of found this, I say, and I'm going to show him the Reality Colider.
"We have noticed."
What is that?
That is a device that was created based on technology that we had made eons ago, when the reaping was still continuing throughout the galaxy.
Okay. And why did you create something so this is new technology, you're saying?
If by new you mean eons ago, we can call it that.
Why hasn't it been used until now?
For fear that using it too often would destroy all realities collectively. That would be counterproductive to our mission, which is to preserve the galaxy, not destroy it.
Okay.
The being you refer to as Mimic did not originate from a synthetic nor an organic source. Eons ago, many cycles ago, a sentient being was discovered by the Reapers. This being was neither organic nor synthetic. It contained properties completely foreign to any organism the universe had ever seen. We wished to study this new entity, but we could not properly do so without reaperizing it first. It took thousands of years, but we finally found a way to reaperize this mysterious entity. Once we did, we discovered that the reason for its peculiar properties was because it was not from this universe in the first place. Where it came from, it was commonly referred to as a spirit. Its designation was devotion, which made sense since it seemed to possess a nurturing nature, particularly towards developing organisms such as seeds and plants.
Ah.
For another 1,000 years, we were able to harness devotion, or as you refer to it as Mimic, to discover a way to enter alternate universes. This way, the Reapers could be completely thorough with their mission. This new technology allowed us to pass through gates to alternate realities. But we still required the original Mimic itself to create and seal such gates. We are not sure how Mimic managed to arrive into our universe in the first place. It did not seem to know itself.
There's also this one. I show them a schematic of Quinn's gun.
That device is a raw manufacturing of the technology. It is not as precise. It is more mundane. That such a type of device is something no Reaper would actually use, because it literally blows a hole through reality itself into other realities.
We noticed.
Using that device enough times could cause the very fabric of the reality to implode upon itself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Noticed that one too.
Doesn't sound too good.
We do have the slight question of Reapers still in their cycle of harvesting deciding to pay us or somewhere else a visit.
Those Reapers were not affected by synthesis, as the Crucible here only affected this reality.
Yes, we have 2 Reapers. As far as we're aware, we know of 1 universe where Reapers were destroyed, 2 where they were controlled, although one of those appears to be controlled now by Cerberus, and 1 where the Crucible never worked. We're not sure why.
What is it that you are asking of me?
What would you feel the right thing to do is with Reapers who are still hostile to organic, synthetic, and synthesized life?
That is a difficult question to answer, for even though we are separated groups of Reapers, our goals are still the same. The fact that we here are living at peace with you currently is due to the choice that Shepard had made. Shepard had found a way, a loophole if you will, against our original design by using the Crucible in all of the alternate galaxies. I cannot tell you what is the right or wrong way to handle this situation, because there is none.
There is a chance it will lead to more war.
As long as the galaxy is preserved, it is irrelevant to us. Also, at least you know that the Reapers don't want the galaxy to be destroyed. They don't want this whole space-time... That's a nice one. They don't want the space-time continuum to be destroyed.
That is kind of nice.
Whether or not, yeah. So, whether or not their cousins are trying to continue with the job that they were doing, I don't think is irrelevant.
Well, it may be, because the question if the hostile Reapers come here, will they attempt to harvest you?
That's okay. Out of character, I'm wondering if they would, because I don't know if they necessarily would though. It's weird because if the Reapers come here to the Green Galaxy, if any galaxy would be safe from them, it would be green, because
that's the
you're
thing.
synthesized.
Synthesized, yeah.
So he's probably going to say, if any galaxy is going to be safe from the purple galaxy Reapers, it would probably be this galaxy. There is nothing to reap. Synthesis has occurred. So the Reapers would probably simply just be without any purpose. They, however, will not have been synthesized like us.
Correct.
So they would probably just float around in space with no purpose. They've got nothing to do. Bored out of their wits, out of character. Bored out of their wits.
Or move on to another galaxy.
Or move on to another galaxy that's less boring.
Yeah.
That needs fixing. They might, yeah. So.
Or like pick out people. If we bring people here, I'm sure they'll pick them up.
The red galaxy is probably the one that will be in most danger.
Yeah, because they've got no defenders.
That galaxy had the Reapers destroyed. The blue galaxy, I cannot predict what they would do with those controlled by Shepard.
Okay. Well then. We also... Well, I was going to say one last thing. The elusive man in the yellow universe may be deciding to use his controlled Reapers to attack other universes.
The only one that was chosen, as far as I'm concerned, to be able to utilize the Crucible is Shepard himself.
Yes, we understand that in that universe, Cerberus managed to indoctrinate Shepard before he used the Crucible.
That goes against the design.
Yes, it does.
If such a thing were to happen, then yes, my forces would probably have to retaliate.
We believe that thing has happened.
Then if they arrive here, we will act accordingly.
We'll keep you posted.
Is there anything else anybody wants to ask? The big giant leader of the Reapers?
No. You asked all badass questions.
The only one thing we could ask is, do you believe it is feasible to recreate the Crucible and redo synthesis in another universe?
You have several choices in that matter. If you wish to reproduce the Crucible, you could use the technology of what you refer to as the Reality Colider to have it affect all realities, not just the one. That is up to you, which would allow you to synthesize or destroy or control all Reapers in all realities.
Ooh.
I warn you though, should you choose destroy, you will destroy every living being here in the Green Galaxy.
Including me. Yeah, I kind of got that.
Yeah.
Part.
Including you. Yeah, including Elias, because he's technically would be part synthetic, so...
And then
Yes.
if we pick control, then same thing, just controlling all the green?
Pretty much.
You would basically control... Yeah. You
Yeah.
would not only control the Reapers, you control every living
galaxy?
being in the Green Galaxy. You would control every being in the Green
Let's
Galaxy.
not let the elusive man do that in yellow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to use the Crucible the way it was originally designed, it would only affect that galaxy and that galaxy only.
Let's still not let the elusive man use the Crucible. I just think
There
it's
is
a bad idea.
another option, he says. You can also use the Crucible and Mimic's ability to close and seal all holes within the galaxy, completely making it virtually impossible for any more jumping to occur between realities.
But we'd have to basically decide as a group which galaxy we'd want to stay in, right?
Well, we'd be stuck in one universe.
Yeah, Summit Universe.
Except,
It's up to you whether you wish for the ability to jump from one galaxy to another to continue, or end it completely. Knowing the risk involved, the reason we specifically did not pass on the intelligence about traveling to different universes to the other organisms here in the galaxy is because it was not relevant at the time. If given such knowledge to the general populace, this technology could be disastrous. Opening too many gates across the universe, even with sealing, could again cause complete annihilation of reality itself. Such an ability should be used sparingly, if at all, which is why we here stopped using it.
well, guess we've got some choices to make then.
Looks like it.
3 sessions left
No.
to make the choice.
Oh shit!
Well,
Oh.
thank you for the information.
Also keep in mind that activating the Crucible to do control, destroy, whatever, across one galaxy or all galaxies, that is not exclusive to closing all the gates. You can close all the gates or not close all the gates after the fact if you want to as well. So,
Yeah, but we'd still be
Yeah.
stuck in whatever universe we were all in collectively.
right. So you'd have to make that, you have to activate it. If you are going to close all the gates, you have to decide where you're going to stay, and then activate the Crucible to close all the gates from yellow. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah. And also, there's no guarantee that someone really smart isn't going to find another way to get a spirit from Thetis across into somewhere else where they can be taken.
There's that.
Yeah. At least we figured out why Mimic likes seeds, because that's kind of cool.
That's why Mimic likes seeds, because
Yep.
he is the spirit of devotion. I wonder where spirit of devotion came from.
Oh.
The
So they
fade.
turned a spirit into a reaper.
And I wonder how the spirit of devotion ended up there. the Alpha Squad might find out when they're in Thetis next time.
Man.
Oh.
You
Yep.
might have to watch the Alpha Squad's Thetis session to find out those answers.
The Alpha Squad.
Hypothetically.
So in other words, time travel, messing everything up, and because of things that have already happened, things in the past happened that set in motion things. Oh, yay. Wibbly
Yep.
wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yep.
So and that's why things that are not sync or beaches are synced to is associated with the pox because of mimic.
5 years ago seems to be a magic number. I'm just going to remind you. A lot of things
Yeah.
happened 5 years ago. Beatrice got sick 5 years ago. Octavius disappeared 5 years ago. Chris disappeared 5 years ago. Gestiel was destroyed 5 years ago.
Man.
Just throwing it out there. A
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yep.
Oh yes, and Lun meets a dying Alabon Finston 5 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and finds his amp. A lot of things happen. 5
Which
years
he is still currently using, I believe.
which he is still currently.
Think there's a bit of you inside of Lun. You get everywhere, don't you?
What can I say?
That's a Alpha Squad plug. Watch the Alpha Squad's next session, everybody.
Woo! Look, I
Right.
don't have any other questions because
Yeah.
that pretty much answers
Okay.
all of it.
After your conversation with Harbinger, Elias, you get a text message.
Ah, okay. Another one? Who's this one from?
Oh, this one is from Liam Nathaniel Musey, saying that he's saying pretty much the exact same thing that the other Liam Nathaniel Musey says, that he's needs to set up a meeting with you as soon as possible, and that you will want to talk to him.
Okay. I will ask him. I'll ask him where he is right now. What
He
planet
will
is he on?
this
Is he still in New
Nathaniel
Orleans?
Musey. No, he's not in New Orleans. He's back at the Citadel again, at his office.
Oh, okay.
Okay, in which
They've been
case,
there before.
how about we set up a meeting in the apartment instead?
On the Citadel?
Yeah.
That's fine. He will text you back and say, "That's fine. How soon do you want to meet?"
How long is it going to take to get back to him? I'll just give him a time frame that we can make it at.
Yeah. So you can probably meet with him that evening or something.
Yeah. And then I'll also send a new round of footage to Jamark, because why not? We're in green.
Nice. Yes, so nice.
Okay.
Okay.
He needs more footage.
You guys travel to Green Citadel, and because you took the jump, you jumped from red Tuchunka to green Tuchunka. Went to go see Harbinger,
yeah.
and then you end up at the Citadel. So you set up a meeting at the apartment. There will be a knock.
We'll have Shepard's apartment.
Yeah, you do.
Awesome.
I think you do.
In which case, I'm going to make sure that everyone gets to have a look around first. Because this is kind of a big deal. I'm kind of excited that there are other people who will appreciate it.
Elias, Trissy says, "You have a hot tub here."
Yes, I do have a hot tub here. And I'm almost certain it hasn't been booby-trapped.
Meridi sees the hot tub too. She says, "Oh, this is exactly what we need. Arkara, I think all of us needs to use the hot tub tonight after the meeting."
Yeah. Yes.
Arkara, are you shy?
Oh.
She says, I can design the perfect outfit for you. I can design the perfect bathing suit for you."
Oh, because I'm back at the Citadel, I am actually going to tell Corbin, by the way, going back to Citadel, have apartment if you're free to see it, because I know he wanted to see it, so up to him.
He'll text you back and says, I might be able to swing by. I'll see what I can do if I can pull myself away for a couple hours. Okay.
Cool.
Liam will knock on the door. You'll be able to see him immediately. He is dressed in his normal suit, as always. But there is a green glow from his eyes.
Sure. Liam, come on in. We use the door button thingy to let him in.
He comes in. Elias, long time no see. Huh. I know
Hasn't
this.
been
I
that
thought
long.
I thought I recognized this apartment. Good choice.
Well, Jamark got it for me. You know how he is.
I'm not surprised. He definitely enjoys the finer things in life, but then again, I can't really. But then again, look who's talking. He says. I'm
I'm
gonna cut to the chase, Elias.
still not used to it. Okay. Should I want a drink?
Sure, he says. I'd love one. Do you happen to have any brandy?
Probably. I'm pretty sure someone stopped at the bar before I got here.
Just once. I'll just have a brandy on the rocks.
Cool. I will go find drinks and then come back to the big table. Let's go to lounge area. Lounge area is a bit more open.
Is the rest of your group there for this? Are the rest of the group
yes.
there? In the...
Well, if they're
Okay.
they're either here or somewhere around, like, say, on the balcony.